Hello, fabulous superstar Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is it a very special time. And it truly is so special now. On the 2nd of the month, we will have a solar eclipse. This new moon solar eclipse is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with career, social standing, life purpose, and your understanding of a higher, more loving vision for your life. It has to do with visibility and accolades and the goals that you have for your life as well. This eclipse is special for a few reasons. One thing that makes it so special is that it is rare. We won't have another eclipse here for another 9 years or so to come. Eclipses bring us back into alignment with a path of the soul, which is always a path towards greater love and greater wisdom. If we're listening to life, that sense of alignment doesn't have to be too bad, doesn't have to be too much, but where it is that we're not necessarily listening, that's when being brought back into alignment can feel especially dramatic now. Well, this eclipse is speaking in a conversation of tension with Mars. That's pretty dramatic. That has to do with frustration and determination to change your circumstances for the better. Solar eclipses are new moons, but they're jacked up new moons, which suggests new opportunities and new possibilities that could be finding us now. Having said that, yeah, if it is that you've been hoping for changes or breakthroughs where it comes to career, well, some of that can be on offer now. In fact, out of nowhere, it can feel like career possibilities open up. And yet, what we have here is with that square of Mars, this deep sense that you've got to do more, you want to do more, or in some way you're feeling like you have to fight for what it is that you're trying to secure now, some gain that you're trying to make. You're very motivated, which is great. It may feel like there's some new deadline that's opening up for you, and you're determined to meet it at this time. Stay open to possibility here. It is that Mars that is in your opposite sign. And it is part of a larger Mars retrograde season that I'll talk about separately in its own special horoscope. And most of the Mars retrograde season is with Mars in your opposite sign, which is one-on-one alliances. So those business partners and professional alliances in your life, they might be the source of some of the tension or frustration that you're feeling now. But remember, what is for you will be for you. And you're on this fast track towards achieving goals that matter to you and aligning with a real sense of purpose. You are determined for it. And whatever other people need to do as part of the script they need to live, it's totally okay because you are moving onward and upward. And this eclipse is a part of that big leap forward for you now. The 9th and 12th of the month have some really important energies. On the 9th, we get Jupiter standing still, going retro. On the 12th, Pluto stands still and goes direct. It is that Jupiterian energy that can be super hopeful, right? Super expansive. And for you, this is a part of the sky that has to do with your daily life, your work life, but it also has to do with how well you take care of you and your health. When a planet is stationary, it is closer to the Earth than it might otherwise be. It is at the height of its power, as is the case for you now. And the reflective quality comes forward with the retrograde. And this is a chance for you to look within, to understand yourself more deeply, to look at how you'd rather be living. And that can include in terms of the work you're doing, that can include in terms of your habits, that can include in terms of the people you surround yourself with, that you interact with regularly, the spaces you go to regularly, and your health-related habits are covered here as well. And so it's a chance to bring healing into spaces that allow you to feel that much better within, but also to live in real practical ways throughout your days, a life that you love. And that's where some really positive energy is going to come rushing in at this time. The 12th of the month with Pluto going direct is a really big deal. Pluto is in your sign. This is the last time you're going to have Pluto station changing directions in your sign for the rest of your life, because it is going to be in November that Pluto will leave your sign, not to return for over 2 centuries. That is a long time ahead. But you blink and you'll be there, right? You and I both know that's how it works. And maybe we'll meet each other there. But for now, and suffice it to say, it'll probably be the last time in your life that you'll have Pluto in your sign. So you can actually rejoice in a way. It is the station planet that is strongest. And so, in some ways, this really is one of those last important peak moments. You're going to have others involving Pluto, particularly in November when Pluto is opposite Mars. I'll talk about it when we get there. But right now, and for this month, emotions will stir for you. A sense of what you want to be different, a sense of where you can focus your energy, where you could make strides, where you could make gains. There's a sense of you feeling like you're summoning forces within, but you're also having to be very honest with yourself about how you really feel about given matters. There's a sense of appreciation within you about how far you've come. And in many ways, this Pluto direct is about wrapping up loose ends. That's what you've been doing since Pluto retrograded back into your sign. And it is now, as you find this deep appreciation within you, and as you connect to an energy that feels, for some Capricorns, perhaps overpowering, you're invited to focus it towards the changes you desire. If you do that, you have this power with you now that is undeniable, that really can transform just about anything in your circumstances that you want. The 17th of the month has a full moon, and that full moon is happening at the foundation of your chart, having to do with the home and the past and your living situation and your family of origin. This is a fascinating full moon. It is hand in hand with Chiron, so there's vulnerability here, but there's also opportunities for real healing as a result of acknowledging where it is that there's been hurt. And there's Mars, once again, in your opposite sign, squaring this lunar event, in this case, a full moon, as Mars squared the new moon solar eclipse at the start of the month. And that square, again, speaks to frustration, particularly in a one-on-one exchange with another. It speaks to a sense of wanting things to be different, being willing to put yourself out there, being willing to fight for things to be different, maybe feeling some conflict or stress with another person. I'm so sorry to say, but it does happen. But whatever happens ultimately is part of you finding a deeper comfort within, you finding a renewal of the foundations of your life and strengthening them right where you are. It's about understanding home and family differently. If there's been an ongoing matter related to this or your living situation, this is where it'll be addressed. It might just culminate now to find a resolution. If this is showing up in terms of your past, well, this is that burst of healing that you need to take the best of what has been and leave the rest behind you, to decide what you're going to carry into the future or not. Sometimes you got to go to your roots and examine them. But once you do and you've done enough, then it's time to move forward. And wow, do you ever move forward at a time like this? I mean, if anything tells us you move forward, just one of the big things that tells us that is Pluto going direct in your sign. Some Capricorns have really thrived under this energy. Some might have felt that the energy of Pluto was quite painful. I would say most feel like you had both, right? But it'll be really nice to be in a space where life doesn't feel as intense. And you are right around the corner from that. You've glimpsed it already with that in and out motion of Pluto last year and this year. This is the final stretch now. And this full moon stirring so much on a very deep level for you. Well, thank goodness you do have Pluto in your sign. That helps you to find the resolve that you need to move forward with your life now. Where it comes to matters of love, Mars is in your opposite sign. Love is going to be a really big deal of a lesson in the months ahead. Mars in your opposite sign has you pouring energy towards another, gutsy in terms of wanting to connect with other people as well. All of that is going to stir. And your desire to be connected, to remain connected to another, may be very much on the surface. But considering that Mars is square, both the new moon solar eclipse and the full moon is such an intimate part of these big turning point moments that are taking place at the top of your sky and the foundation of your sky. It does suggest that it is what is happening in love that is a key part of helping you to understand the foundations of your life and where you aspire to go. For those of you open to meeting someone new, whether it is for the possibility of love or whether it is that there's someone there that you desire, either way, because of what you're hoping for in love or your desire to connect with another. Again, it could be specific other, or it could be the idea of wanting to be with another. It's like you are being called to examine your roots and get clear about where you're going and your goals. There's work to be done, yes, and a part of that work might be looking at some really deep patterns that have been there. And I would also say deep anger. Now, that anger could be related to a past situation with a former partner in your life, or it could be going even further back to childhood stuff. But a lot is going to stir for you under the light of these particular lunar events. And I would even say that Pluto in your sign as well. You are facing a lot of things within, but it's necessary, and your resolve is inspiring in and of itself. It is all part of preparing you for greater love than you've known before. For those of you just starting to date someone, there's a strong desire on your part to be partnered up, to be connected to another. And so for some Capricorns, you might find this person irritating. I do want to be straightforward with you here. And for some, it's going to be, there really isn't a sense of you going in the same direction, you heading where they are, you having a sense of really being comfortable with them. That might be part of the frustration. But for others, it might be that you do feel that connection, but it's something about this person. It's something about the dynamic. It's something about the back and forth that can feel challenging for you. And it's up to you to decide to approach it with enough curiosity to see, is this a healthy kind of challenging energy or not? Does it have you feeling good and energized and stronger, or is the reverse true? Your answers are going to be uniquely your own, but I think you're going to start seeing this person differently in some way now. And the energies now suggest either you move towards greater physical connection and passion and determination to try to make this work, or you really start feeling irritated and upset with this person for different reasons. And they may or may not be open to working through these things with you. And a lot of it depends on how long you've been getting to know them and how long you've been dating them. But remember, Mars goes into shadow this month, which means there are big relationship lessons coming up ahead, but always do what's right for you to do in light of your unique circumstances in this moment as you navigate some pretty strong feelings about what you want, what you think you deserve, and whom it is you feel drawn to. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, the overwhelming majority are going to find that this is a time of motivation, wanting to be present with your partner, wanting to give energy to your partner, and wanting to strengthen the home that you have or hope to have with them, wanting to configure goals together. But there is going to be a percentage of Capricorns now that start to feel really frustrated with your partnership. And I feel like the months ahead are going to be about dealing with some unresolved matters. Again, that's not the case, I would even say, for most Capricorns out there in established bonds, but there will be some who feel this way. And so pace yourself and be yourself. I like to say that. If you find really strong emotion coming to the surface, you can listen to it, you can honor it, knowing that it holds keys for you to understand your relationship, how you got here now, where healing is needed, and how that journey might start to look. You start glimpsing that journey because it'll be months in the making as part of figuring out a pathway forward with this person that you are in relationship with. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say, I love the fact that Pluto's going forward. For you, that is a really big deal. Emotion is going to stir very strongly this month as Pluto appears to be standing still in the sky now. And it is that Plutonian energy that has you as an undeniable force. You absolutely can transform just about anything in your life now. With your focus and dedication, great things become possible for you now. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.